You are on India Today podcasts and you are in the sledging room.
You know, we are heading towards the end of 2023. Only a couple more days. Saurabh, you'll be turning like 32, 33. Kingshuk, you always lie about your age. So
I'm going to turn 18.
I don't want to get there.
Why did
But
you
there's
have to
a
mention my age?
Yeah.
What was the context?
Yeah, just getting in there as in I have to
You
plug in something.
You could have mentioned your own age.
You are
35.
You are
That
one
is where
year
I was coming
wiser,
here.
Saurav.
Huh?
You are 1 year wiser.
1 year,
1 year wiser,
closer to
yes.
my grave.
Oh, that is a pretty
very
grave
dark
statement to start with.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can look at things in two ways, right? In many different ways, but there is always two sides to a coin. That's how Indian cricket had been this year as well, right? Like we are at the end of the year, so we look back at what has happened. Like before we came to the podcast room, we were discussing about how to look at this year of Indian cricket, right? Kingshuk was someone who said, we might have won two titles. We had a decent year. We did some good work in both men and women's cricket. On the other hand, Saurabh, who has been a little, on the graver side today, said that we can look at it as another year without ICC trophies, right?
Yeah, I was just stating facts, right?
Exactly.
If not for
Getting it.
a Pat Cummins led Australia, you would have had two ICC titles.
Two ICC
but you
titles.
failed to win both. One in England, one at your home.
Yes.
Supposedly you're done. And you are again without an ICC trophy. It has been more than 11 years, not 10 years.
Yes, 10 years. We are stepping into the 11th year without an ICC trophy for both for senior team, exactly, for senior men's
for
team.
senior men's team.
But you know what? At the end of the year, people are in the holiday mood. They are in the vacation mood. So let's start with something, a little more cheerful. The comeback of the Rahuls, KL Rahul and Rahul Dravid. As we speak, KL Rahul has scored a sensational 100 in the Boxing Day test against South Africa. Day 2, he had some 30-odd runs to get to the milestone. And he got there pretty quickly, batting with the tail. And it reminded me of a certain VVS Lakshman. And the broadcasters were also showing old clips of VVS Lakshman's innings from that 2006 series, where he batted with the tail. KL Rahul batted with the tail today. Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna didn't do much, but Mohammad Siraj offered a lot of support. And KL Rahul scored his second successive century in a test match in Centurion.
Yeah.
And that's a good comeback. And you know what? If Saurabh and I and you go back to the previous episodes, after Virat Kohli, KL Rahul was the one who faced a lot of scrutiny in this
Yes.
Sledging Room podcast season 1. But how good it is, Saurabh, to see someone like KL Rahul, the Indian cricket team invested in him a lot. He's still called a young prodigy, but that is that is a debate for another day. He's like 32, like you. He's a year older than me, but yes, 30, 31, 32. But so how good it is to see someone who has got the backing of the team for so many years finally, find his rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, KL Rahul.
Yeah.
This guy made his test debut, I think, 9 years ago
Yeah.
in a Boxing Day test match in Australia. He was good. He had talent. But over these 9 years, he has just managed to score 8 test centuries, although 7 of them have come in overseas conditions. That is a speaking fact. KL Rahul, as a cricketer, as a batter, is extremely talented. He has everything. He had everything to become a successful test batter. But he never had that kind of consistency in his batting. Now, I think 3 or 4 years more of cricket left in him. An 8th century he has scored. Especially if you see his batting in this test match. And he has looked like a different batter. Especially the way he has handled Kagiso Rabada. Kagiso Rabada was absolutely brilliant on day 1. He picked up a 5-wicket haul. Ran through the Indian top order, middle order. And KL Rahul, with the disdain in which he has hit Kagiso Rabada for boundaries, you can understand that KL Rahul is batting at a different level this time. And this form, I think, he came back in the Asia Cup. He scored 100 against Pakistan. Since then, he has been on an upward journey only.
Yeah.
If we not look at that World Cup final knock, where he scored those runs, but that came at a very, very bad strike rate.
No, you've been open. You've been very open since the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
You can be open about this as well.
No,
Say the facts. Say the facts.
KL Rahul is one of those guys who has impressed me the most in this year. So I want to praise him as much as I can on a day when I'm not speaking too much positive. But
Great.
Okay.
yeah, but KL Rahul,
Yeah.
was the only silver lining in that batting lineup. Apart from Kohli was good. He scored 38 runs.
Yeah.
He got out on a very good delivery from Kagiso Rabada that swung late.
Hmm.
And India managed, thanks to KL Rahul, we managed to post something near 250. Now it's upon our bowlers what they do.
As we speak.
Yeah, as we speak.
Aiden Markram got out. And by the time this
Yeah,
podcast releases, probably South Africa will be pulled out. Is what we hope.
We can hope. We can hope.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Yeah. Kingshuk, you were talking about KL Rahul taking up wicket-keeping duty at this age,
Yes.
and someone who has been injury-prone in the last 2-3 years. How is he? As in, can we look at him as a long-time option, or is the team management looking at him as a Rishabh Pant replacement? And one Pant comes back, they might hand over the gloves and the middle order duties to him.
I think that's a question that comes later on. But what makes me happy is that as you go through the year, you learn, you have experiences, and then whatever deficiency you have, you try to work on them, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the biggest thing that that makes me happy about KL Rahul is that we know that he's a top order batter. He bats top order in ODIs, in T20Is, was opening with Rohit in tests in England also. Now this guy understood that there's a lot of competition in that spot, shifted himself down in ODIs, sensational number 5, massive average, I think 700 odd runs if I'm not wrong, also in 2023. And now, a guy who does not want to keep in T20Is or T20s, even for IPL franchises, he is saying that, okay, I will take the wicket-keeping job because my team needs me. That I think is sensational. I don't think he will remain the keeper once Rishabh Pant comes in. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But if he does well, remains injury free, and has the strength to go and say that I want to keep in Test cricket, sensational for India.
Like we discussed, like he started with a lot of potential. There was a lot of talk about KL Rahul being the next big thing. Even when he played for RCB, there were like Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, ABDB. He was getting into that league before he was, sold or released.
So don't forget former SRH player.
Former SRH player, yes.
We never succeeded.
That plug Kingshuk always puts in. So someone who was trolled also, viciously trolled over the last few years. Like criticism is fine, but KL Rahul was among the most trolled players on social media. Like yesterday, Tabraiz Shamsi, that South African spinner, spoke about how mentally impactful trolling can be, social media trolling, abuse and all that can be. And KL Rahul had been on the receiving end for so many years. But this break after that injury in the IPL seems to have turned a switch. Like Sunil Gavaskar explained it wonderfully on commentary that day, saying that he is the KL Rahul that we had yearned him to see. As in, he has become the KL Rahul that we all wanted him to be. And he seems to be loving sport and all that. I don't know whether he did not love the sport before, but he has come a long way from a turbulent phase in the last few years. And we have to talk about the other Rahul as well. Rahul Dravid's 2022, he replaced a certain Ravi Shastri. That was big shoes to fill in terms of the coaching role. There were a lot of criticism about Ravi Shastri also, but the way he handled the test team, the way he and Virat Kohli produced those magical victories, the way he and Ajinkya Rahane in that series that we often go to YouTube and look at highlights. So those were big shoes to fill, right, Saurabh? And the way Rahul Dravid started in 2022, that South Africa series defeat, T20 World Cup exit, Asia Cup, we couldn't even go to the final. So there were question marks. People were talking about how long Rahul Dravid would last and whether he was interested in this role. But he has been given a contract extension after the World Cup. So that's a good arc as well, right? Absolutely. And did you ever doubt this attitude? He was a very successful under-19 and India A coach. Yeah. Did you ever have doubts over the last 1 year, not 2023, but before 2023, whether Dravid was the right fit for the head coach?
I had doubts over him. I even wrote a feature asking Rahul Dravid, why are you not able to replicate your success with the senior team? Because Rahul Dravid, as a cricketer, even as a captain, he could have been much more successful. Yeah. But he was not that successful. As a coach, in 2021, I think his first assignment was that New Zealand series. It was a home assignment. Yeah. We won very comfortably. Then came 2022. A tough period for Indian team. Yeah. But in 2023, despite me or a lot of people questioning him, Rahul Dravid turned things. Yeah. You see that Border Gavaskar Trophy series win. India reached the WTC final. Yeah. Then we won the Asia Cup.
Yeah, which
Since-
was our first
First
major trophy in 5 years.
5 years, sensational win.
Yeah.
And in the World Cup also, apart from that final, you could see India were playing brilliant form cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dominant across the first 10 games. We went on a rampant run. Every player had a defined. The best thing was I like what in this year, every player had a defined role.
Very good point. Yes, yes.
And before the World Cup, you, me, and Rajesh, we were questioning on the sledging room.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting for players who are injured?
Yeah.
Why are we waiting for someone like Sher or KL Rahul? But Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma, both of them, they knew what they wanted to take from these two players. And when these two players came in the Asia Cup and in the World Cup, you could see why they were backed so much.
Yeah.
And you have to credit Rahul Dravid for backing. If we are praising KL Rahul for his batting, you have to actually credit Rahul Dravid behind KL Rahul's turnover as a batter. Rahul Dravid has changed the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you reach 2 finals. Again, you lost to Australia.
It's just the clarity of thought.
Yes.
In a knockout game, things go wrong, it happens. But essentially what you're saying, it's just the clarity where Dravid says, I know my team from 18 months before.
Yeah.
And they are the set players that they're going to play.
Yeah. At that time, did it look outlandish? Did that statement look outlandish?
It looked ridiculous.
It did not.
It's a tall claim to make, right? Because a lot of things can go wrong in those 18 months.
Yeah.
A lot of things did go wrong in those 18
absolutely.
months.
Yeah.
But they found a way to put this whole khichdi and make it a
Yeah, I mean,
cohesive unit.
like former India captain MS Dhoni used to say, process matters.
Yeah.
Rahul Dravid's process gave him fruits in 2023.
Yes.
2022 was absolutely disastrous.
And we should also give him the room for that. There were so many captains that shuffled under him.
Yeah.
Like when he got hold of Rohit Sharma consistently, things started to change. But before that, he had to deal with a lot of captains. Like everybody was made captain.
Yeah.
Like,
and there were a lot of injury issues.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And
you
also,
have to
we
grade Rahul Dravid.
also need to point out that it's just not what he's done with the Indian team, but due to the processes that he set in the under-19, in the age group cricket, look at the contingent we have right now. I don't remember who was saying, but somebody said that India can put in an absolutely top second playing 11 if they were going to some other country to play other test series.
South Africa ODI series.
Exactly.
You had a KL Rahul and Kuldeep Yadav was there. Mohammad Siraj was there.
Apart from that,
And
everybody
then
was...
you saw players who have played IPL and a player like Sanju Samson, a player like Akshay Patel, all these players, they turned up, they defeated a South Africa unit playing at their home.
Yeah.
It was all but the same South Africa unit.
Except
which
the bowling attack.
Which played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And also they look like finished products when they land in international
Should we
cricket.
give the credit for that to IPL or the under-19 structure that Rahul helped establish?
I think we have to talk about grassroots in this, to be honest. Without that, there is no IPL.
IPL also. You have to create IPL also because...
And a lot of people don't give IPL enough credit, but we have always stressed...
See, you always come out and say, okay, India have not won a T20 World Cup since IPL started. But how many players have you got since IPL started? A certain Jasprit Bumrah, a certain Hardik Pandya, a certain Ravindra Jadeja. Apart from the under-19 World Cup he played, they all have grown as a cricketer in IPL.
I think you know what will happen. Like we talk about Saurav Ganguly and say that he set up the team. He never won an ICC trophy, bar one where they shared the trophy. Never won the ICC trophy, but he left the Indian cricket at a stage where that generation became the world champion.
Yes.
I think that's what's essentially happening with Rohit Sharma. Hope he wins the T20 World Cup next year.
Hope he plays and then wins.
Exactly. yes. Let's come back to that. We have to talk about Rohit Sharma in this episode. But before that, Saurabh, so when we talk about the highs of Indian cricket, I'm not talking about India cricketers. I'm talking about Indian cricketers. Cricket. A certain guy in Noida also played a very big match last week with the India Today team. He picked up 2 wickets. He claimed that he has dismissed Vikrant Gupta, who heads Sportstuck. Whether he did that or not, can you just talk about that experience? As in, you were given a OD on that day. Well, you were asked, backed by the team.
OD
Saurabh
and I worked from 7 a.m. in the morning and then went to play.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was fun. It was fun. I think as like an office culture standpoint, it was pretty fun to be there at
Did
the
you
Noida
perform
Stadium.
or not? Don't talk like
I
Indian
picked
cricketers.
2
It was
wickets,
fun.
gave
Process
away
was
some
good.
9 runs.
Uh.
That's great in 2 overs, man. I mean, what else do you
Yeah.
want me to do?
If you, whatever you're saying is true,
Yeah.
great performance.
Yeah.
As
in
a
if
bowler.
Vikrant Gupta is hearing this,
Huh?
let him come back to us and confirm whether
Yeah.
he really got his wicket or
Yeah,
not.
Vikrant sir, please give me an opportunity. I'll prove you. I'm a Ranji level cricketer.
Ranji level cricketer.
That's too much to talk about right now.
But Kingshuk does bowl well. Kingshuk, if he had focused on his cricket,
I have faced Kingshuk.
Yes.
I know how tough he is a bowler.
yeah, maybe he wouldn't be sitting here. He probably would have come here as a guest.
You guys
As in
are
India.
setting me up for something really, really terrible now, aren't you? Something you guys have discussed outside.
No,
Go ahead.
He would have been a KKR net bowler a couple of seasons ago, and
And then SRH,
Venki Mysore would have
SRH pace bowler.
SRH pace bowler.
They need me.
Yeah, but coming back to Rohit Sharma,
Yeah.
you briefly touched upon how Rohit Sharma is creating his own legacy, right?
Yeah.
2023, yes, he might have had his heartbreak, but like we discussed, it was one of the bravest performances by a captain in a World Cup, wasn't it?
It was.
Indian captain.
Indian captain.
Indian captain.
Overall, if you-
Overall, also, can you list out a couple of captains that have created that much
I
impact?
mean, you as an opener,
Ponting?
Yes.
but Ponting used to bat at number 3.
Yeah.
Let us.
Yeah, we can always argue about positions, but that doesn't
not
take
about-
away that he
it's-
was
it's-
sensational.
No, it's not about the position. And then Ponting had 2 openers like Matthew Eden and
Imran Khan, 1992.
Imran Khan did not do jack in that World Cup, to be very fair with you.
He wore that tiger t-shirt.
that is all he did
Tiger
in the
t-shirt.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma,
Yeah.
Brandon McCullum, Arjun Atunga.
Okay, fair game. Yeah.
These 3 players, they led from the front. Especially Rohit Sharma. Why I will give Rohit Sharma this?
Gambhir will be very happy listening to Saurav's list of 3 players. He didn't mention Dhoni. Yes, Dhoni performed in that one
Only
innings.
performed in one final.
Yeah.
Apart
If you-
from that,
see.
it was a Yuvraj Singh show throughout the World Cup with the ball, with the bat.
Saurabh has been very measured with the assessment today. He didn't give Imran Khan credit. He didn't give MS Dhoni credit. But true. These are true.
Yeah.
These are true things.
I mean,
that
we are not talking about people who won the World Cup.
Yes,
We are talking about
Kapil
captains
Dev.
who led from the front. Yeah.
Kapil Dev.
See, Kapil Dev happened much before I was born. So, I will apologize to Kapil Dev, but yes,
Yes,
he also led from the front
Yeah.
as a captain.
But
Yeah.
But
I
with Rohit Sharma, you know what everybody must have seen what he did in the World Cup. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
What I liked was he walked the talk. He said that we are going to attack. He went and attacked every bowler that came. It was not the bowler he was hitting, it was the ball he was hitting.
Yeah.
Whether it was a Mitchell Stark
Yeah.
or a Trent Bolt or a Shariful or a Shaheen Shafridi, they were talking about left arm pacers troubling him.
Yes.
What he did with those left arm pacers?
did he not flick Shaheen for a 6 in the first over of that game?
He destroyed every left arm pacer on his way to the final. Even in the final, he took apart, I think, Mitchell Stark.
Yeah.
If not for that Glenn Maxwell over.
And that catch from Travis.
I hate Glenn Maxwell and Travis Head from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should not have done that.
Because they don't play for DC now, do they?
No, it does not matter.
No.
But anyway, like I do feel a little sad about Rohit also.
Is he the most unlucky Indian captain ever? As in, like, I don't know.
Ganguly.
What about Virat Kohli then?
Virat Kohli, but yeah, but someone who has done so well, as in the heartbreak was real, as in we all felt it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I as a cricket fan,
Yeah.
to be very frank, there are only 2 moments in my. See, once when Rishabh Pant scored his winning runs, I had tears in my eyes because we had won Gaba.
Yeah.
And then when Rohit Sharma was crying, I was not crying. There were no tears in my eyes, but I felt that. I think you all must have felt that.
There was a sense of emptiness.
There was a sense of emptiness.
Saurabh was filing one copy after the other. We couldn't even notice that he had these tears on the day of that final. But you were at home watching that match, right?
I was at home watching. I was in the morning shift.
Yeah.
And there was a Chhat festival.
Yeah.
So I had gone home early.
Yeah.
And I don't have words to describe whatever happened on that day. We all know what happened, right? But Rohit Sharma as a captain, fantastic. And I agree with Kingshuk. He has left his legacy. I want him to win at least one ICC trophy. Please, Rohit Sharma, please play the T20 World Cup if you're listening to this.
He has already won an ICC trophy, if we are forgetting it, 2007 T20 World
As a
Cup.
player,
Yes, as a captain. But really,
Wait. You just said that Rohit Sharma, please play the T20 World Cup. Please, Rohit Sharma, please. Do you think it's on him? Like he's not decided yet that if he wants to play
It's on him right now.
2024 or not.
Yeah. I mean, see,
I still think that, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I still think that if a player of Rohit's stature who is performing well, it's not like he's out of touch from T20s. if he even does what he did in the ODI World Cup and replicates that in a T20 World Cup, we are sorted, right?
Yeah,
35
first
of 20
6
balls.
overs. First
Yes.
6 overs.
Then this also brings in the question that why Rohit Sharma has not played T20Is since the 2022 World Cup
No,
semi-final.
but he came out and said that he was managing the workload because he had to play the ODI World Cup.
And
He had prepared
Test,
for the ODI World Cup. He is playing Test cricket. Now he can come and I don't know why he did not play T20 series against South Africa and Australia. Maybe because of the World Cup final loss.
The BCCI footnote said that they had wanted an extended rest after the World Cup.
I think with Hardik Pandya all set to miss this Afghanistan series, we might see a Rohit Sharma coming back as captain.
For the T20 series in the new year.
Yeah.
But should he, as in, can he lead in 2024? As in, is he well equipped? I think yes.
Rohit Sharma is your best option to win T20 World Cup.
And also,
That's a very bold statement from him.
I mean, yes.
I do not understand what the secrecy is behind this. Rohit was asked about this specific thing ahead of the South Africa Test series. Will you be playing? And it was like a under the wraps kind of a question. Rohit also gave a similar answer. He said, "I know what you're asking, but I won't tell you. Why will you not tell? What is going on?"
Because they have taken lessons from legendary MS Dhoni, who does not reveal when he's going to retire.
Yeah.
He will not retire when it's easy to retire.
Can we pause this for a second and check our BCCI alerts?
Oh, is Rohit retiring now?
No, please no.
Middle of a test match, no. But you never know about Indian cricket. Talking
Never know
about...
about MS Dhoni actually.
MS also, yeah. Someone
Talking about retirement.
It's 2023. If 2023 is coming to an end and MS hasn't retired yet.
Yes, so my IPL.
Yes. Talking about, MS, Rohit, change of guards and all that. Did any of us expect that Mumbai Indians change this year? That should be among the biggest talking points of Indian cricket at least, right? As in, personally, I didn't expect a captain of Rohit's stature to be removed. And I didn't expect Hardik Pandya to even come back first.
I did not think that Hardik Pandya will come back. But even when that was announced that he has been traded back, I thought he will take over the captaincy, but not this year, not next year. Rohit Sharma will be given the time to lead the team in next 2 years, and then Rohit Sharma will get to decide if he's not ready to lead the team again, and he might just pull off. But this statement, making Hardik Pandya the captain by replacing Rohit Sharma, Mumbai Indians are a great franchisee, but where were they before Rohit Sharma as a captain? What had they won? Nothing. They had Sachin Ramesh as their captain. What did he do? What did they win? Harbhajan Singh as their captain. Ricky Ponting as their captain. What did he do? Nothing. It was Rohit Sharma who led them to 5 IPL titles. And MS Dhoni like captain. How can you replace him with someone like Hardik Pandya? Nothing against Hardik Pandya. But you won an IPL title with Gujarat Titans. Great. You are I think 26, 27. What is your 28, 20, whatever your age is? You are a youngster. What is your fitness level? Every now and then you get injured.
Okay, I thought you were talking about him.
No. You don't play test cricket. You pulled off because my body will not allow.
Yes.
With so much drama around this guy, I just don't like Hardik Pandya becoming the captain of becoming the captain of Mumbai Indians, and especially Rohit replacing Rohit Sharma. No.
More importantly, we are talking about India captaincy as well, Saurabh.
Yes.
Like a lot of reports are doing rounds that Hardik will replace Rohit, but with his injury concerns, like you pointed out, it's tough to say. It's very harsh to say this, but it's the reality. He has been traveling from IPL to IPL these days, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of, would you trust someone like that, like him, as your next T20 captain, or would you want Rohit to maybe handhold till the T20 World Cup and someone else to take over?
And Surya led you to 2 T20 series win in against Australia. Then his team leveled the series when one match was washed out. You can have a Surya as a captain. Why not? Hardik Pandya is not playing. He's not fit enough to play a T20 series, but he will be back in IPL. Okay, great.
Yeah. And look at the emotions now. When we go back to certain aspects of cricket this year, we talked about the World Cup final defeat, and there was genuine heartbreak in the way we have had this conversation so far. And when we came to that Hardik Mumbai Rohit
little bit of
anger,
blood boiler, isn't it?
As in, I think it's fair to say that it's a reflection of how the fans feel. Most of the fans feel. As well,
I'm not a Mumbai Indians fan.
Yeah.
But I have admired Mumbai Indians only because of Rohit Sharma. The way he has handled the team, the way he has led them to those wins.
Yeah.
Because I am a Delhi Capital supporter. I lost one IPL final we reached. We lost to Mumbai Indians. And that was because Rohit Sharma was Mumbai Indians captain.
If Hardik Pandya gets injured during the IPL, what happens to transition?
Yeah.
Does Rohit
These are-
take over the captaincy, or do they
I
give it
think
to someone
Mahela
else?
Jayawardene will be the best person to answer this. He was the one who came up with the statement. I think Mumbai Indians especially had Mahela Jayawardene's statement.
Yeah.
So you can go and
no
ask
Rohit
him.
Sharma statement.
Yeah, no, Rohit Sharma has still not spoken on that.
No.
Yeah.
No, not yet. And I just find it a little bit weird the way they have done it. I have said it in the last podcast also. How does the dynamics in the dressing room work now? How does the dynamics when you walk out into the field? And I'm assuming that fans are chanting Rohit, Rohit, Rohit.
What did they say in that airport video that went viral? Mumbai Cha Raja.
Mumbai Cha Raja.
He is
Yes.
Mumbai Cha Raja.
Yes.
He is Rohit Sharma.
So what happens how does Hardik Pandya feel versus how do Mumbai treat Rohit now? Is what I'm really interested in seeing.
Amid all this, a certain
Also,
Virat-
if Rohit Sharma does stay at Mumbai Indians, the windows are open for him to move out still. I'm just saying.
Sunrisers.
I don't know.
Let's not. Being Virat Kohli is actually fun in IPL here. Like he, in a very popular interview, he once said, you remember, trophies are not important. It's about the respect that you have in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
As an
has that
IPL
dressing.
captain.
He has
Doesn't
that
he?
respect.
He has been in that franchise for like 16 years now. No one has even pointed fingers at him.
Yeah.
If you imagine if you have a team that consistently underperforms and you're the biggest face of it, any team would question but the support that Virat has had and the love that Virat has had is something that is great at RCB. And this year, when talking about this year, we have to get to Virat as well. Again, turbulent phase 2021, 2022, 2020. We have read columns where people said that he had technical issues and he might never be able to get back to his best. But the commitment that he showed in the World Cup, right, was beyond believable. 765 runs, if I'm not wrong, breaking the all-time record. But when we talk about these World Cup performances, that final heartbreak gives a bittersweet feeling.
Yes,
but still, Virat should stand out as one of the finest World Cup performances as well, right, this year. As in, you might disagree, but I don't.
Across World Cups,
Yeah.
scoring 750 plus runs in a World Cup edition, especially after people were saying Virat is finished. They were every expert was coming on and saying, no, Virat Kohli should talk to senior players
Yeah.
and should work on his game.
Yeah.
And then comes Virat Kohli's 750 plus runs in a World Cup.
Yeah.
Out of the world performance. That semi-final century against New Zealand, sensational.
Yes.
That
was the
century
50th
against,
as well, right?
That century against South Africa on Kolkata pitch.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli ticked every mark, scored runs everywhere against every team.
Yeah. 4 more years, another ODI World Cup.
Virat Kohli is fit. He's fit as a 22-year-old guy.
Yeah.
He's fitter than a 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
The way he runs on the pitches. Have you seen?
Yeah.
In this test match also, he scored 38 runs.
Yeah.
He was looking pretty solid.
Yeah.
He was picking those singles, doubles, he's scoring those boundaries.
Yeah.
If not for that one good delivery from brilliant delivery from Kagiso Rabada, we would have seen another century from Virat Kohli also.
Of course. For our listeners who are listening to us not on video, who are only listening to us, they would get the context right. But whenever Saurabh points at Kingshuk and says,
it's
22
so
year-old
weird.
youngster,
So weird.
How fit are you? I think he is indirectly questioning
Pointing
you.
out all 5 fingers also. If you want to point me out, point with one finger. No.
See, Kingshuk Kusari comes up every day. He comes up and says, I play badminton,
Yeah.
I play cricket, I am fit,
Yeah.
I am youngest of all.
Yeah.
Where's the fitness then?
I mean, in the
Let's put it
badminton
straight.
court and...
Let's put it straight.
all of this. Where does all of this go for Rohit Sharma then? Your best batter. You have to be the best at what you do.
Yeah.
If you want to be the best at being fit,
No,
be the
but
best at
Rohit
being
Sharma
fit.
ne-
Rohit
Rohit Sharma
Sharma,
has never
a certain
come-
Rohit Sharma clears yo-yo tests.
And he never come out and said,
I
I'm
need
the
that test.
fittest.
Arrange that test.
He
Arrange that test
he has
for
never
me.
come out and said, I am the fittest man in the team.
Neither have I.
You have come out and said it a lot of times. You
No
have tried to
chance.
body shame us.
Yeah. Oh, that's,
All these are lies.
Akshay will agree,
man.
Akshay will
God.
agree.
Yes. You don't need a yo-yo test, but you have to sit in this room, which has a little problem with ventilation for 3 hours straight. If you do that without,
Mental fitness I don't have. I'm telling you from the start.
Yeah. But when talking about fitness and all that, a certain 42-year-old, one of the major talking points of
Very nice
the
segue.
year, 42-year-old,
Yeah.
winning IPL. So much talk about, getting the teams right, getting new captains, getting this done, getting that done. No. I'll stick with my own formula. I'll need a little bit of help from Ravindra Jadeja, whom we tried to let go of a couple of years ago. But yes, we still won the title. Chennai Super Kings, 5 titles. Every year when we talk about we have to have Indian cricket, we have to have MS Dhoni. He has made it like that. The longevity in IPL is something That is spectacular. As an ardent SRH fan, whom we consider as rivals in the South, how do you feel when every time when MS Dhoni lifts that IPL trophy?
I mean, good man. I mean, good for Indian cricket and good for Indian cricket fans. I mean,
You're talking like a certain Virat Kohli in 2017 when he hit that 60, 70, 80 in Chinnaswamy. Virat was like, oh, it's good for us in the lead up to the 2019 World Cup. How is it good for Indian cricket now? He is a retired cricketer.
so one of the things that was said right after the IPL, I don't remember if it was the playoffs or the final, probably the finals. And when Dhoni lifted the trophy and they asked him if you're going to return, Dhoni said, the easiest thing for me is to go away now. But I would like to try.
Yeah.
And let's see how it goes. And the speculation started, if India have had such a big drought, should Dhoni come into the management or not? And I would love that transition to happen as quickly as possible.
He was part of one T20 World Cup.
Yes,
but
that we
went up.
majorly messed up.
Yeah.
No, but if you want MS Dhoni in the management role, you have to give him a long period of time. You can't be having him for 20 days, 25 days for one tournament and then question
I
him.
think people like him and Rahul Dravid, when you're talking about Rahul Dravid, they command that much respect that you would not go to tell it to their faces that you are done. Get out.
Yes, yes.
Rahul Dravid can come out to you and say that, listen, this is getting a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, before this contract extension also,
Yeah.
BCCI had to go and
Yes.
convince him to take up the role once
Even
again.
the PCCI
Exactly.
press release was worded in that way.
Yes, yes.
Saying that we had successful negotiation, fruitful talks or something like that.
Exactly. So, like, whatever many years they have played, if they have won trophies or not won trophies, it does not matter. It's how much knowledge and experience that they bring in the international stage.
Yeah.
And
certain Devon Conway goes on to do very well. Mitchell Santner goes on to do very well.
Forget that, man.
A
Deepak
certain
Chahar,
Ruturaj
Shardul
Gaikwad also
Thakur,
goes on to do very
Rutu
well.
Gaikwad, yeah.
So, MS Dhoni was the last man to lead you to an ICC trophy.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
2013.
Yes.
He's the last
Then-
man to win an IPL
Then
trophy.
he plays 6-7 years of IPL.
Yeah.
He taunts some youngsters in CSK.
Yeah.
Then comes up
Yes.
a certain Rituraj Gaikwad
Yeah.
who scores runs.
Who also, by the way, got taunted in his first season at the UAE.
Yes, yes.
They, I think Dhoni only said that he.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That is what
Okay,
I'm saying.
can we cut that part? No, I'm just joking. My loyalist wouldn't want to remember that face
No, but-
where he said, what is that exact?
So, our youngsters do not have spark in them, something like
Yeah,
the
spark,
thing.
spark,
Okay?
spark.
Yes.
Right.
So a certain Rituraj Gaikwad comes in,
Yeah.
scores loads of runs, makes his debut for India. He gets promoted as the captain of Indian team
Yes.
for a certain Asian Games, takes India to the Asian Games, and helps India win the Asian Games this year.
Yes. Yes.
So it is about MS Dhoni. Whatever you say, MS Dhoni will give you titles in some way or the other.
and he gave a tip to Sri Lankan cricket board also. Don't play Matisha Pathirana in the World Cup.
And you saw what happened to Mathisa Patirana in the World Cup.
Yeah.
You should not doubt MS Dhoni's ideas and his
Instincts.
He's MS Dhoni. He has led you to 3 IC trophies.
Yeah.
And he is consistently performing
Yeah.
as a captain. In this auction also, the CSK CEO came out and said, we are happy that we acquired all players that Dhoni had asked of us.
Yes.
A certain Shardul Thakur must be really happy going back under Dhoni's wings.
Is there a captaincy candidate that they managed to acquire at the IPL auction?
That
Dhoni for the next year we'll be talking about in the year in the same room we'll be talking
Very
about
possible.
what
much
he should
possible.
do. Yeah. Pretty much yes. As in the longevity that we spoke about, like he has managed himself very well. He has right from the start of his career, he has understood its strengths and weaknesses very well. Yeah. He knew that he was not a player that who can, do who can do the tonking role consistently. At some point he had to, change into an accumulator. He did that by becoming a number 5, number 6 batter. So that those kind of things, and like I said, next year we might be sitting here and talking about how Dhoni won
and
another IPL
Dhoni,
title.
you know what? Dhoni retired from Test cricket around 10 years ago.
2014, yes.
Around 10 years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a very good move by MS Dhoni. That helped him prolong his ODI career, IPL
It
career.
was forced though. It was forced. India were losing left, right,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
center,
So that is
0-11,
what I'm saying. That
if
is what I'm
not
saying.
wrong.
Ki Dhoni is
Hey,
not
we
adamant.
can't-
Dhoni
yeah.
was adamant.
Yeah.
He knew if I'm not able to perform as a batter, as a captain in Test cricket, he handed over captaincy to Virat Kohli, a young Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Said, you take over the wings, I am retiring.
Yeah.
And then he took you to a certain Champions Trophy. Who was the captain? Virat Kohli or Dhoni?
Champions Trophy 2017.
2017.
17 Virat Kohli.
Virat.
So that also a proper transition was done by MS Dhoni.
Yes. 2013 was a
But he could not do it at Chennai Super Kings.
He will do it in his workings. You will
Hopefully,
see.
yes.
You see.
Hopefully, yes.
But yeah, let's have that discussion on another day. Who will be the next CSK captain and all that. But at the same time, we have to also talk about the women's cricket angle, right? Because like the last 2 weeks has been a sensational high. Like a test match against England, a test match against Australia, back to back, and that too very commanding performance. If you had seen the build up to the one-off test against Australia are an all-conquering team. Alisa Healy, their newly appointed captain, said, "Don't make the mistake of preparing spin-friendly pitches. We'll be coming with all equipped to handle all this." The build-up was like men's ashes kind of build-up where sparks were thrown at each
Charged
other.
a Border Gavaskar Trophy, but women.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the way
Julian
Harman
versus Clark.
but the way Harman, handled it, they just did their job, by just letting the bat and ball do the talking.
Just want to pitch in there. 2017-2018, Harmanpreet Kaur tells a reporter that we want to tell about ourselves. We want to talk, but will you listen?
Yeah.
Are there people who will listen? This charged up build-up can only happen if there are enough number of fans to go there, watch, listen, and enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that 2023 has been a transcending year for women's
Absolutely.
cricket across the board. WPL 2023.
Inaugural edition, yeah.
Yeah. And major interest throughout, absolutely packed. And then the fact that BCCI, how many years was it that India last played their test match?
2 years.
2 years. And then we have back-to-back tests now, which has never happened.
And that 2021 test in Bristol, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're right.
India versus England women. That was also a hard-fought
Brilliant
series.
performance from
India nearly pulled it off.
Yes.
Bad weather. But I was genuinely surprised. But the 2 years, they didn't play a test match. Yes, COVID and all that. But when you can schedule so many matches. But do you think that this calls for more test matches for women?
100%.
I would
yes.
like to step in here.
Yeah.
So, women cricketers have always come up and said, listen to us, schedule more matches for us. We want to play test cricket, but nobody listened to them. Then they said, okay, now we will let our bat and ball do the talking.
At home.
Yeah. And they outperformed an English team, an Australian team. And this was India's first ever test victory over Australia after 11 test matches, I think.
Yes.
And Alisa Healy also came out and said, okay, Australian captain, we also wanted to compete more. We should have had more test matches.
Yes.
3 or 4 days after that, today, as we talk, I did a story where Cricket Australia CEO Nick Hockley came out in public and he has said that we would like to conduct 3-match test series in future with India women's cricket team and England women's cricket team.
In Australia.
That would be path-breaking.
Yes.
And we all will love to see what happens in that test series. Because the sparks that fly, Indian team has a lot of players who take up to their heart and sleeve and they perform to their fullest.
Also, so I hope BCCI reciprocates as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the previous version of WPL team that was used to that we played in UAE, they said that
T20 challenge.
something like that.
T20
Yeah. And
Velocity, Supernova, these were teams.
a lot of people said at that time that we don't have enough players around the country, top players around the country to fill 5 teams, 6 teams, 7 teams.
But look at the way that
Exactly,
the
that
WPL,
idea has been crashed. Whoever had that idea at that point of time, I dare them to come out and say today in our podcast, that say the same.
Yes.
Say the same. Go ahead and say the same.
You can't. Women's cricketers have proved you wrong.
But I hope that WPL also, like unlike last season or speculated to be held this season, it also spreads across a couple of cities. Like for instance, RCB fans would want to see their team playing in Bangalore, right?
Chinnaswamy.
They have a huge fan base.
Smriti Mandana.
Exactly, Smriti Mandana, Ellis Perry. They have a huge fan base there. So I think that should be the next step in taking WPL across cities. Like for instance, if you have it in Mumbai, yes, great. But when you take it to the respective cities, we always see how that happens in men's IPL, right? The kind of fervor that each host city creates, that's another thing.
And that's how you build fandom also. Your fans cannot be stuck at Bangalore and see on TV. Hardcore fans want to go out there and shout their lungs out.
Yeah.
This happened in Mumbai during the test match. They made the tickets free. That's the best thing you can do, man,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, yes, and you should grade BCCI.
And
Yes.
how
Because-
inspiring is it for young children to go and watch them play?
Yeah, I mean, see, we have seen a lot of videos that has gone viral.
Yeah.
Young kids, young girls,
Yeah.
they were crying because they could not meet their stars, their superstars, a certain Smriti Mandhana, a certain Harmanpreet. And when they met Harmanpreet, Jemima, they were so happy. You could see those tears of joy. And you could see Indian women cricketers are finally getting the respect they deserve.
Exactly.
And you have to create BCCI. There are only 3 women's T20 league, if I'm not wrong. One is WBBL,
Yeah.
Women's Premier League, and then Women's 100. And BCCI is one of them.
Yeah.
So I hope in upcoming 1 or 2 years, we'll be seeing WPL happening across different venues.
Great. Talking about hope and talking about future, what are the couple of things that you would want to see from Indian cricket in 2024? Of course, we'll be having a special episode for Paris Olympics and everything apart from cricket. But what Indian cricket 2024, what would you want to see?
A T20 World Cup trophy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Please.
very easy. Straight
Under,
up.
under
Every
Rohit,
year-
under Rohit Sharma's captaincy.
Yeah. Every year, 20 years after this, we go back and, every new year we thought about winning an ICC trophy. But every new year...
I'm a Manchester United fan in football.
Yeah.
So we have acquired a certain Rasmus Holland in this summer transfer window. And he went without scoring for 16 games, 15 Premier League games. So every game I used to turn up, this will be the game where he'll score.
Yeah.
And he did score.
Yeah.
So I hope this will be and he scored against Aston Villa, very good team.
Yes.
So I hope 2024 will be our Aston Villa and we will actually win the trophy. Why not?
I think for me, that's an easy answer. He's got an easy cop out there. T20 World Cup चाहिए, सर के ऊपर लेके
किसको
नाचना
नहीं
है,
चाहिए? तुमको
stuff
नहीं चाहिए
like
क्या?
that. No,
Who
no,
does
I
not
want,
want
but
it?
that's such an easy answer. Why would people listen to Sledging Room if they were looking for easy answers?
Oh,
We don't give answers here. We are known for
Opinion.
question.
No. The T20 World Cup winning has context to it.
Of
I'm
course.
not defending Saurabh because he has been my partner on this sledging room for so long. Fat shaming that he has done.
Yeah,
Let's not
nobody
forget
can forget it. Nobody can
Now
forget
what?
it.
Go ahead.
So
So
2020
give us a completely different answer.
I
As in,
will. I of
let the
course
listeners
will.
decide. Let the listeners
Absolutely,
decide.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So 2024 might be the last year for Rahul Dravid with the Indian team. I want somebody absolutely. I don't know who will come in, but I want Baz Makalam to be brought to the Indian team, man.
Overseas coaches and Indian team. When has it last happened? Tell me. 2011, when we won the World
Fletcher
Cup after that
uncle.
Duncan Fletcher.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time it happened. And I don't think that
Yeah,
will happen
and
again. You're not seeing a foreign
You
coach. I don't
really
want
want MS Dhoni
I
this
don't
season,
want
don't
a
you?
foreign coach in India. Please. No,
But yes, somebody, that's my point, that somebody of that stature who commands that respect should come in. And I don't know who can outrank Rahul Dravid and be brought
as
in
King Shuk
as
said,
the Indian
King
coach.
Shuk said, what I want to see in 2024.
Yeah.
So you phased out a certain Pujara and a certain Rahane from your test team. You gave Shuman Gill that number 3 spot. I want to see who steps up and at number 3, number 4, after number 5 role.
Yeah.
Because if Rishabh Pant is fit, he will come in and bat at number 5 or number 6 and he will swap places with KL Rahul.
Yeah.
But number 3 position, it's a very important position. Pujara held that position since Dravid's retirement for like 10, 11 years. For a decade, he scored runs in Australia against a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I want to see who do you think can step in as number 3 batter for us in Test cricket? Do you have any names in your...
Shubman for sure for me. Shubman for sure. I understand that you have an anger against him for the way he got out. This test match.
There's no anger. We are talking about facts.
Numbers.
He has not been able to perform.
Yeah.
You need to score runs.
Yeah.
See, number 3 is an extremely difficult role in Test
Yeah,
cricket.
that is why I'm asking.
You have to
But if
shield
you
number
look
4.
at it, if you look at it over the last 2 decades, the number 3 batters were all not flamboyant stroke makers.
Defenders.
Like a certain Rahul Dravid, Chiteshwar Pujara, even VVS Lakshman played there for a couple of
Yeah, he did.
matches before he shifted to the middle order. So do you think Shubman can find success there, or did he, as in there were reports that he himself told the team management that he would bat at number 3 and allow SSV to
You know
open
what?
the innings?
As much as I'm a fan of Rohit Sharma does not have too many years in Test cricket left in him. So you might need a Suman Gill as an opener with Yashasvi.
Why not Hanuma? Give him
Hanuma
another run.
Vihari deserved that spot. Yaar. Yes, exactly.
They have moved on from him. As much as we want him back, as much as he possibly deserves it.
Sarfaraz.
It's not like he has broken records in domestic cricket since return. And Hanumato, we are for sure over. My point about Shubman is that it's a new kind of approach that we are seeing in Indian cricket. So may as well stick with Shubman.
Okay, baseball in Indian cricket. These SRHs
We don't need
make
baseball.
And also, one of the replacements that India really need to find is Jadeja and Ashwin. You look at domestic cricket, you won't find
for test matches, right?
For test matches.
You got a certain Kuldeep, Akshar Patel.
Sundar, if he can.
Sundar, he can. You got a lot of players for that position.
Yeah, but
I do think that we have spinners.
Sundar is a great player. You have to give him chances.
Yes.
Great,
But
and
If
all,
you
but
can
not
trust
for
Shubman
test
Gill,
cricket.
Yeah.
you can certainly trust us Washington Sundar.
Oh, fair game.
Like
fair game.
I said, like his point is valid. Your point is very valid. Like we have a lot of left arm spinners and all that, but we need that solid off spinner. I hope Sundar can transition into that. My biggest wish for 2024 is Rishabh Pant coming back to great health, great form,
Yeah.
and getting to Australia at the end of the year and scoring another 100 there in a test match. You know, 2022, that start of 2023 was. We had to start with this news, right? Like I remember you were in the
I
ship
was a
reading
guy.
this.
I had to break this news, and
Yeah.
I mean, as a Delhi Capital fan, as a cricket fan,
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking to see those visuals.
Yeah.
And we all want to see Rishabh Pant coming back
Yeah.
and leading Delhi Capitals to their first
Of
IPL
course,
title.
if it happens for Rishabh Pant, then all
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I want Delhi Capitals to win titles.
Yeah. And coming back to Test cricket, as in Rishabh Pant coming back to that Test cricket and showing that flair. You know, we talk so much about baseball. Pant ball started, Ravi ball started very, very
Yeah,
early. You know, all this.
Pant, Kohli, Ravi ball started long back before this baseball and fast ball was
Everywhere
there.
you want attacking players, just not in number 3.
No,
No chance you want to give Shubman Gill. No, yaar.
no. You did not hear what I said.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Shubman Gill. We need Shubman Gill as an opener.
Yeah.
With Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Gaikwad and all that. I think opening is
Gaikwad.
quite packed. That's why he himself sacrificed that position. It was not like he was doing badly. Shubman
Why
Rohit
not have a Mayank Agarwal playing at number 3? If he is scoring
won't
runs
be
in
playing for
domestic cricket.
SRH next season at number 3. Indian team you're talking about.
I'm talking about Test cricket.
Yeah.
Not talking about limited overs.
Maybe give Shubman Gill a couple more tests.
You have a
but
lot
if you
of-
have been very demanding from the number 3 players. Pujara was dropped multiple times from that
Yes.
spot, you know. So
Can we afford to drop Shubman Gill that many times? I don't think so.
I think for me it's Rishabh Pant. Jack Leach, there are sources have told us that Jack Leach booked his ticket after knowing that Rishabh Pant won't be picked for this test match. No, that's absolutely not true. But yes, Rishabh Pant coming back to the IPL. There are reports saying that Pant will be back in the IPL. A couple of knocks, good knocks. I wish that he's able to get back to this. You know, it's not a very easy thing to recover from such a multiple injuries.
I
from
hope he
car
gets back
crash.
to full capacity. We have done this mistake with Bumrah when Bumrah was injured and we rushed him for the World Cup and then 1 year, 10 months and some
T20
days.
World Cup.
T20 World Cup. That many months gone. And arguably Rishabh Pant's injury is much more serious. And if he is not 100% fit, I do not want him anywhere near the IPL.
As a Delhi Capitals fan.
Yeah, Delhi Capitals, I am a big fan of Delhi Capitals. But I'm a bigger Rishabh Pant fan. I'm a bigger Indian cricket fan. So if
We all are,
that serves Indian cricket better, I'm all for it.
Great. On that positive note, like how we started, like it's like Rishabh Pant's trajectory this year. We started on a very, very sad and disappointing
Grey
note, but
note,
we have
yeah.
finished on a high. And I hope the listeners and the viewers who are listening to this, they also give us their thoughts on what went wrong and what went right in 2023 and what they expect from 2024. Yes. And if you want to give us feedback, you can always send in your feedback on 8588 966 996. And for those who are watching us on YouTube, please like, share and subscribe and leave your comments, which are very crucial for us. We'll be reading that on the 31st night and making our New Year resolutions accordingly. And for those who are listening to us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, please rate us and please leave your feedback there. Thank you. Have a happy New Year. I hope you had a great Christmas. Have a great New Year as well. Thank you.
You are on India Today Podcasts and you are in the sledging room.